Hey everybody, welcome back to more Attack of the Silverswords. It's Professor DK here, bringing you an episode all about advanced genetics. This mod allows you to inject yourself with various, what's the right word here? Essentially, it gives you extra abilities and traits. Traits, that'd be the right word. But you give yourself, like, genes that give you different traits and stuff, and it's super, super duper crazy, and awesome, and fantastic. I wanted to figure out how to do it before I showed you guys. So I went ahead and gave myself the Iron Golem trait, which gave me 6 more hearts. The one we're working on now is the Bat trait. And I'm hoping that somewhere in here... Oh, fantastic. There it is, the Fly trait. I'll explain this all to you guys in a second. So you put these skin scales into a DNA analyzer. Let me just throw... And I'll use up the rest of the bat ones. It's not a big deal. Yeah, throw that in there. So you have these skin scales that you get from using these scrapers on various mobs. You just run up to them, right-click them, and they drop the skin scales. I have various mobs that have different effects. You throw them in the DNA analyzer, it analyzes the skin scales, and you get... Let me show you guys that in a moment. You get... a cell of from whatever animal or mob you did, and an organic drop, which can be used as fuel. So cell of a bat, you throw it in the DNA extractor second, because you want to extract the helix DNA from the cell. And that'll go through. Let me throw another one in there, keep the process going. And then it gives you this encrypted helix. Now you need to decrypt the helix before you can use it. So you're going to throw that into a DNA decryptor. And, okay, so there's our gene of Fly. And I'll go and do Fly on this one as well, because I'm sure Taters is going to want that at some point, so I'll save that for him. And then you throw your decrypted DNA into a DNA splitter, so it splits the helixes, and you have to choose which one you want, because sometimes there's two. Like that one had Fly or Basic gene. So there's our Fly gene. There's our second one, actually. So this one only has Basic, so you can only split it into a Basic gene. But those basic genes are still very important because we need to take a DNA breeder, put our Fly gene in it. See, breeding state 0 of 28. That means we need to put 28 basic genes worth of crap into the DNA breeder before we get a completed Fly gene. So that's done exactly how I'm doing it right now. Just throw skin scales in there, get the cells, put them in the extractor, get the helix from, put the helix in the decryptor, put the decrypted DNA into the splitter, and then get basic gene. So you put it right there in the DNA breeder, and that'll do its progress bar all the way to the end. And boom, so we have 1 of 28. So we need 27 more of these things, which is super duper crazy. Let's throw that in there. So I'm going to keep this going. I'm going to go for a while, and then I will be back and show you guys the rest of what it takes to inject yourself with a gene. See you all in a moment. Alright everybody, welcome back. I just put the very last basic gene that I need into the DNA splitter, and I'll pop that on over into the DNA breeder, and that will complete our Fly gene. Oh, goodness gracious. That took a really long time. You can see I put an extra analyzer in there because it was taking so long. Oh, my lord. I did wind up using some sheep stuff. So I have woolly and eat grass genes that I can do at any time. I have a no fall gene from using the chickens. There's our completed Fly gene. That is fantastic. Now what we need to do is we need to grab a syringe. We need to take a sample of our own blood. Ouch. And then we need to put our blood into the centrifuge. So it'll separate our blood. Boom, there's our centrifuged blood syringe. And then we have a DNA combiner, so we want to combine the gene with our centrifuged blood. Doop-a-doo. Boom. So there's our filled syringe, which we then need to centrifuge one more time before injecting it into ourselves. Boom. Centrifuged. Hold it down and inject. This is the moment. Are y'all ready? Ugh. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, man. Oh, that nausea. But oh my god. I am flying. And I'm not in creative. I'm not in creative, and I'm flying. And I am also not a bat. I'm not a bird. I'm not a plane. I am not Superman. I am Professor Drumkid. Oh, this is fantastic. Oh, this is so great. Guys, this was super worth it. I'm so sick of having to turn into a bat every time I need to fly somewhere. Oh my gosh. So let me... Okay. I feel like I need to explain this. Oh my gosh. Oh, you know why that vacuum hopper picked that stuff up? Is because that chest is full. That's what happened, I bet. Give me those back. Actually, no. Keep a stack of them in there at all times. So I've... As you can see, I added one of the fossil dudes here, because this is the genetics wing. So, yeah, I've made a few changes since you guys last saw this. Let me fly around and show you them. Oh yeah, man, it took them all out. This is Mob Essence. This is the Mine Factory Reloaded Grinder. And then this is a Open Blocks tank. And so you just put the tank right next to the grinder, and it'll pump Mob Essence into it. And Mob Essence is used with a special kind of spawner. So let's get away from these chickens real quick, because they're really annoying me. It's used with a special kind of spawner. And you can put a safari net with a mob inside of it into that spawner, and it will then use power and that mob essence to spawn mobs. So my thought is to make a villager spawner, and we can either dump them into a smeltery for emeralds, or we can just use them as a trading thing. Or, you know, we can do both, really. If there's a villager we don't like, we can push them on down into the smeltery and get some emeralds out of them. But, yeah, that's my plan. So, I've been using this vacuum hopper to collect eggs, and then just manually throwing them into this pit. And then, when the chickens are fully grown, the grinder kills them. And then their mob essence is pumped into the tank, which I can then transport later via probably buckets is what I would do. Something of the like. Or I might just use some pipes or something. I don't know if you can put buckets straight back into the tank. I think you can. I'm pretty sure you can. There's one more thing I wanted to show you guys before I headed out. Since Taters and I, we don't die very often, but when we do, we usually have like 50 levels of experience. So I installed this little XP drain here with an open blocks tank below it to store our liquid XP. And then it's pumped directly into these enchantment table and auto anvil. So you can see I can just pick whatever level I want it to be to enchant whatever item I want. And then the anvil just works like you would just suspect it would. So just using fluiduct pipes, just boom, pump them right in. Super simple stuff. And then down here, doo-ba-doo, boom. Look at that fancy-ass staircase. My frames don't like it, but I like it. This is the Tinker's Construct stained glass, and it has connected textures, so that's why when it's all built, it looks really cool. This is just all of our thermal expansion machines, complete with the redstone energy cell, or all of our extra power that we pump in here goes to. And then right here... Okay. See, I was afraid of that. There are always mobs in here, because I want to keep it dark, because I feel like it increases the rate with which these guys do their thing. More creepers? No? Okay, fantastic. This is just my little oreberry bush room. Let me go and harvest them super duper fast. But there's not much else going on at the moment. My server is now running. It's being hosted by Akliz. Oh boy, yikes. Ouch. AKLIZ. I will include a link in the description if I remember. But it's super simple setup. I just downloaded an FTP client and figured out how to use that, and that's how I transferred our world save onto it. I am paying for it. Monthly fee. I'm on their lowest tier offer because it's usually only a few people on at a time. It's usually just me, Bobbert, and Taters on. But we will have a few people joining us relatively soon, provided everything works out okay. But I would like to apologize for the lack of content recently in terms of Attack of the Silverswords. Timing-wise, it was really not great. My brother had a wedding. He got married. I was best man. That was down in Georgia. Some of you know I live in Ohio. This is a bit of a long drive. I was down there for the weekend, and it sucked up a lot of my money and time. So that's what I've been doing, and that's what my brother's been doing. So we haven't really been able to, you know, have a lot of time to record together or get some projects set up. We were able to do some of that server stuff, server fun with Drum and Mighty, the series I've been uploading. But apart from that, we haven't had much time to do a whole lot. So I thank you all for your patience. I just want to apologize that I haven't been able to get as much of this up as I would have liked to. I know I've said I would be trying to get more of this up, and I have been trying. It's just not always possible. But again, I thank you for your patience, and I can frickin' fly now, so that's pretty badass. Oh wow, that's a huge apple on his head. Oh, the apple with the arrow. Oh, that's cute. That's real cute. But yeah, I will catch y'all next time on some more Attack of the Silverswords. So thank y'all for watching. Bada boom, bada bang.